All right, kids, another bonus hour of Happy Hour. Thank you for joining us on the radio at 105.1 FM, 1080 AM. If you're online at 1051thefan.com, Odyssey.com, the Odyssey app, your smart speakers, your satellite TV, your laser disc, however you're here, we're glad you're here. If you're watching on YouTube, what's up? Casey, I asked you to do something for me. And I know you're busy. This is not a slam on you figuring out time or doing anything. But I asked, tomorrow we've got two guests. I believe we're going to have Jeff Tate, who is hilarious, is going to join us for the bonus hour. And then we have a comic that is going to join us at 2:30. It's not 100% confirmed, but I think we're going to be double booked. So I'm trying to get some guests in here. We'll just kind of change things up. Makes it fun. That way I don't have to lean on you too heavily. You got a lot going on. Just did a solo show. You patched in a press conference. But on Fridays where we don't have a guest, we're trying to do In Casey You Missed It. I asked if you could do it today. Short notice.
I tried to give my best swing at jokes in the small window that I had.
And you said you did. You had one joke and you hated it so bad that you threw your laptop out a moving car.
It was a piece of paper in the trash can.
Okay, either way. So, now I need to know what the joke was. And knowing it's bad, just give me your best version of it. What you had written out, I just want to hear how bad it was.
It was something along the lines of Detroit Pistons traded Isaiah Stewart to the Memphis Grizzlies, only proving once more that Memphis has, smells, and something more along the lines of is beef stew.
Beef stew. Yeah, not great.
Yeah.
It wasn't good. Wasn't good. Okay.
Again, it was more of a shot at Memphis, but I was like,
Yeah, if you're going to take a shot at Memphis, beef stew is not the punchline. But I'm sure there's plenty of things to trash Memphis.
I think that's actually the problem with Memphis is too many people took shots at Memphis.
Yeah, that's probably fair. Shots in Memphis? Walking in Memphis? I don't know. Anyways, so we just had the press conference. What did you think? Have you had a chance to pull any of your favorite clips from it yet? I don't need them. I just listened to it. I know you and Patrick Harris went through a lot of it. What did you think of the press conference, and do we have clips to play back?
Not clips yet.
No worries.
Still working on clips.
Don't worry about that.
I loved it. I really like Micah Nori's energy. I think he's excited to be here, which is, again, that's honestly a tough ask for some people in the NBA, is to be excited to come and play and to coach in Portland.
If you missed the press conference and want to go and listen back, it started at the 11 o'clock hour, and it'll be available on the Firm podcast. Our friends at KATU News Channel 2 was nice enough to get us the audio for that, so we have the entire thing, start to finish, questions included. So if you want to go back and listen to it, you can listen back to the whole thing. A couple things that I took away that I liked hearing him say, he kind of knows the team already. This may not be the team, and Joe Cronin, I think, was a little evasive when the questions were asked about, will this be the roster? He said it's too early to tell, which, fine for me.
But he was naming two-way players. He dropped Sidy Cissoko, and that made me look up and go, this is a guy that not only is excited about it, but he's done his due diligence.
Yeah, I mean,
that excites me more.
Take out Hassan, Young Hassan, who we don't know what he's going to be. He's a very young player who didn't have a lot of minutes last year. Name a move that you've seen Joe Cronin make that you despise?
Haven't had one yet.
Yeah, so give him a little bit of trust. I mean, the Denny Advia trade was not very popular when it went down.
I think how the Dame stuff went down, I wasn't too pleased with it, but then he came back and it ended up more in the Blazers' favor, so that's more kudos to Joe Cronin.
That was also Dame forcing his hand. He had to make a move, and that move was made. You got a big haul back for him, and those will actualize in the future. And what Milwaukee just did, pulling the ripcord, sending Giannis to Miami, it looks even better. So, again, those future-leaning picks, when you have a superstar, when you have a Hall of Famer, as he was called by Micah Nori, ask to leave, you're kind of hamstrung. You know what didn't happen is he didn't send him to Miami where he asked to go, and he didn't get fleeced in the deal. He sent him to Milwaukee where I don't know how you can be unhappy about playing with Giannis, but it feels like anytime somebody tries to force their way out, they end up in Miami. He specifically asked to go to Miami, and he goes, that's not the best deal. Let me go get something that's going to work out for us. And having a team led by Tyler Hero, it sounds like the Bucks are going to keep him as a piece to build around.
Well, you know where he's from.
He played high school in Milwaukee. So, yeah, I'm good with all of that. I don't know what that means if Tyler Hero is in their championship
Again, if I'm
window.
a Bucks fan, that doesn't change the way I look at the roster whatsoever. We just lost Giannis. I'm broken.
And if you're Tyler Hero, you went from a team that feels like they have a chance in the Eastern Conference most years to a team that is actively going into rebuild mode. Do you want to stay? I mean, how old is he? 28, 29?
Oh, younger than that.
Is he?
I believe he's 26.
Okay, but he's old enough that I don't think he wants to be part of a reclamation project.
Yeah, 26. Okay. January 20th, 2000.
Younger than I thought, but either way, if I guess he can go through a rebuild and still remain in his prime, but not what you want to do. And if you're Milwaukee, if you've got a trade piece, whatever. You have Joe Cronin being Joe Cronin, very, very mellow. Dude, you bring in Mike Norrie, the juxtaposition with those guys, happy to talk about everything. He knows this roster. He already has ideas without spilling all of the candy in the lobby. He was able to kind of go, hey, here's some quick things that I'm thinking initially without sitting down with all the players, without running practices, going, here's a couple things that can make everybody better at shooting threes. Love that.
And it's also, hey, this is where I can see that the Blazers did really well at.
Yeah.
But there's screws that we can tighten up, and I look forward to doing that. That's kind of the sentiment that I saw.
The one that I like, though, so if you didn't hear the 3-point comments, basically what he was saying, he goes, yeah, we need better 3-point shooters, but we might have guys that are better in certain aspects of it. I'm paraphrasing here, but he basically said some guys are better at catch and shoot, some guys are better off the dribble, some guys are better coming off screens, some guys are better stepping back to their left than they are to their right, and showing those guys and putting them in positions to take their best three, not the best three. That already says that he understands that each guy is going to need personal coaching. Love that. The other thing that we heard yesterday or day before, just looking at the comments from Chris Finch, we saw that he is a guy that would like to play a more up-tempo style of basketball, even than what you saw in Minnesota, because turns out when you have Rudy Gobert on your team, you're not going to really play an up-tempo. The other thing that I was actually surprised with is Ant Edwards does not like to play a fast tempo, which I can kind of understand. A guy with that much speed and somebody that can use their speed to their advantage in a half-court offense.
He likes to slow people down to the half court so that he can then bust you with the move.
I think you and I are on the same page
100%.
there. But Danny Advia, does he like to play downhill much?
Let's go downhill.
I know they're getting Dame back, and we haven't really seen that he is a guy that wants to play full pace. But
how does that help possibly Shaedon Sharpe, a guy that we know who has great verticality, but also can struggle in certain spots?
The reason that Mike Norrie in the press conference said he likes to play up-tempo is it eliminates turnovers. Were turnovers a big problem for this team?
100%.
Less thinking, more reacting, playing with tempo, doing all of that is a fun style of basketball to watch. It's even more fun if you turn the ball over less and play with pace. So feels like a guy with a personality, a guy that is very excited about that. He said that he is on the board or some membership aspect of the Coaches Association, so he addressed the comments from JB Bickerstaff. He acknowledged how lucky he is to be coming into a team that was in the postseason and how rare it is to have a new head coach come in that is not jumping into a spot where it is a team that was a disaster. JB Bickerstaff took over a team that had 14 wins. He's the guy going, I don't know about this contract. Mike Norrie's like, dude, I think I got this pretty good. So just addressing, I think, all of the questions that were out there. He did it in a very calm manner. He got a little emotional about his family. The guy cares. He knows that this is a great opportunity. He gave his appreciation to the ownership group, and I thought it was as good an introductory press conference as you can hear. Does that mean that he's going to be successful? Pretty sure Nick Sirianni had about the worst possible introductory press conference that you can imagine.
Do we not remember?
And won a Super Bowl.
Duval.
But I don't think they've won a Super Bowl yet. They had a great first
They've
season.
had a great few runs with them.
Hey, great start. But again, there's not really one. I remember Joe Judge press conference. That was awful. And he ended up being an awful coach, and the decision to hire that guy was absolutely insane. There's guys that have had really good press conferences and really bad tenures. So
Juiced up.
it doesn't decide anything today. But having all the information that we have from people that have coached with him, that have endorsed this hire, it's pretty great for everybody or all of the players that he has worked with. What they say, 27 All-Stars in his coaching tenure, a guy that has been around a long time, seems to be very well respected, has a sense of humor. To me, this feels like a step in the right direction. Of course, the Blazers have piles of other issues that they're dealing with right now. It'll be interesting to see what the roster does. Who knows if we're going to get the city council to agree with everything, but hopefully all of the anxiety that everybody has about the new ownership and the takeover and Thiago Splitter,
There's a lot of tension in the air.
Hopefully this cuts some of it. You've got a coach. I can't believe we don't have a coach. How are we the last team to get a coach? I don't know. Feels like the leverage worked out pretty well with that.
Mm-hmm.
When, Mike Ginori, this is a contract that we're offering you. By the way, there's no jobs open. Feels a little bit like leverage. Did they do something similar to this in Carolina? I understand that they did, and it seemed to work out pretty well. Does Mike Ginori want to be the best possible coach he can in Portland?
Absolutely. It's his first coaching gig.
And give me all the reasons why. There's a million of them. The contract is one of those. It's not the only reason, but apparently the contract is heavily incentive-laden. Would you like your employees to be incentivized to do well? It seems crazy to me. But if you listen to the press conference, if you haven't listened to it yet, go back and listen to it after this show's over, obviously. Skip the first hour of prime time to do so, but then go back and listen to it. And the only reason you skip it, that way you can get ahead of you can use the rewind feature on the Odyssey app and you can go back and listen to it from the beginning. But get that when you have time. So I'm happy with it. You seem to be happy with it.
I'm pleased.
Lowercase. It went great. I like the guy so far, but we've been fooled before. I choose optimism. You can be as pessimistic as you want, and I've said this more than enough times on this station. If you want to be pessimistic that this team won't win, you're probably right.
See you in December.
But you're probably right, because guess what? Most of the teams do not win championships. He made that acknowledgement too. He's like, everybody's trying to win. It's hard to win. That's what we're going out trying to do.
31 teams.
If you're good at offensive rebounding, you should be good at defensive rebounding. I got fixes for
29 teams.
29 teams will fail. One will win a championship. You're not wrong. All right, so we've got a few things that we need to get to today. I gave you a second homework assignment for the weekend. What the NFL is doing is they are releasing 2 players per day for the top 100 players in the NFL. This is voted on by other players. The rankings are out there. Who are the best 100 players in the NFL? We have our first 8. We're going to take a look at those next. And Casey is going to work on putting together the rest of his list. We will start that next week, where you're going to try to anticipate, figure out who the guys that are going to be coming out next. You're already upset with the first 8. We'll take a look at that list.
Crazy work.
We'll do it next. It is a bonus hour of Happy Hour on 105.1 The Fan.
The biggest.
Spend plenty of time talking about my kids, but they're not the only ones I care about. I care about the youth. I care about the young people. It's very important to me. And every once in a while you bring up a topic that gets young lowercase all kinds of excited, all kinds of fired up. He's usually pretty dead in the eyes, but every once in a while you get him to light up. And it's just this satisfying feeling like we've hit on something that brings the energy for lowercase. If you want to see him at his best, this is a nerd that as a teenager used to fill out his own mock drafts. We got him to fill out his own mock draft. This year, he claims it was good. I think otherwise, but he was pretty happy with his performance. Only reason I criticize it, Casey, is because you're going to be so much better next year when you start preparing, knowing that we'll get to a point in April next year. You know you can do better. I'm not saying that you did poorly, but ceiling's a lot higher. You were a lot closer to your floor than you were to ceiling. You keep getting better.
100%
Okay. You play in a fantasy league that not only takes individual offensive players, it takes individual defensive players as well.
We got punters on there, too.
I was going to say, you take special teamers, yeah?
Marquette King, Presley Harvin.
All right. The NFL every year does their top 100 players. That is a list that is voted on by other NFL players.
Can I officially pull up the list now?
You can pull up the list now. I wanted to point out that last year, Saquon Barkley was your top player, followed by Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Jamar Chase, and Patrick Mahomes. Just looking at that list, I think you can say that Saquon had a little bit of a step back in that. Patrick Mahomes, of course, was hurt. So looking at the top players, last year's performance isn't the only metric on here, but probably a change at the top, I would suspect. 2 years ago, it was Tyreek Hill was the number one player. I look at the bottom of the list. I don't know how accurate any of these things are, so I will give them to you, the fine listeners, and then we'll let Casey throw in his response. Do you want to do response as I go?
I think I'll do them as you go.
Okay, so 100 on the list, just re-signed, coming back for his 15th NFL season. Cam Jordan, last year, 17 games, 47 tackles, 15 of those for loss, 10.5 sacks, 15 QB hits, and 2 forced fumbles. Cam Jordan, your 100th best player. You got a beef with that?
Not at all.
Okay. So
he was ranked 50th in 2023 when he was last on the list. So anytime Cam Jordan's playing good football, he should make this list.
Okay, but even as he gets older, you think he hasn't made it in a few years, and he gets another year older, was a free agent until, last week? And now he's back on the list. You're okay. You just like his profile pictures, his team photos that he takes.
I'm a Cam Jordan fan.
Got no problem with that.
Plus, I doubt there's, again, I think about it positionally, I doubt there's 15 to 20 guys better than him.
Yeah. I was looking at the stats for offensive linemen because it's funny that we have to put those in there. I just went through all the ones I think are pretty vital. Quentin Nelson is a guard for the Indianapolis Colts, 17 games, 1,039 snaps. I love that is one of the stats. 15 QB pressures allowed, 1 sack allowed. Quentin Nelson, do you have a big breakdown on guard play? Do you take guards in your fantasy league?
No, when I tell you, Quentin Nelson is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
He is.
Yes,
No.
without
What
question.
was he? Top 2 or 3 pick and has lived up
Number
to,
6.
Oh,
overall
6.
pick.
Okay. But lived up to the hype his entire career and done exactly what you expect offensive linemen to do. You don't hear about him often. Like that's one of the key markers. Like you're doing a good job, unless you're watching the broadcast of the game where they're like, "This stalwart right there, Penei Sewell." You watch a Lions game, they're going to mention his name a bunch, but you don't hear about him in a lot of conversations that are about forecasting the game because you just know he's going to show up.
Well,
and do
how
what he's
often
gonna
do you hear running backs in the MVP conversation?
running backs occasionally?
Well, the
but not a
running
ton.
back has to be that outstanding. A Derrick
Oh, sure.
Henry, a
Yeah,
Saquon Barkley, a Christian McCaffrey. Well, Jonathan Taylor has been in MVP votings for the last 3 to 4 years. That's Quentin Nelson's vote every year.
Yeah. Number 98 on the list is Bryce Young. If you're not watching on YouTube, that was a very deep breath by Lower K. 16 games.
All right.
63% completion percentage, threw for 3,011 yards, a 6.3 yards per attempt average, 23 TDs, 11 picks, 216 rushing yards, and 2 rushing TDs. Bryce Young at 98.
There better be 24 better quarterbacks on this list than Bryce Young.
Last year on the list,
He is 21st in passing yards in head of Tua Tagovailoa, Lamar Jackson, Joe Flacco, all guys who missed a bunch of time. Only behind Daniel Jones, CJ Stroud, and Geno Smith.
I got 16 quarterbacks on the list last year. How many quarterbacks did you say need to be ahead of him?
22.
Well, people are believing him. He made his jump. Last year, right? He looked good at
When?
the end of the season. I don't know. I'm trying to take the other side. I'm not the guy for this. I see Bryce Young on there. I had a little eye roll. That's all I'm going to say. Him to be one of the top 100 players. You had 16 quarterbacks on last year's
I
list.
might be able to name you 30 quarterbacks that played better than Bryce Young last year.
Yeah, but the year before, he was even worse. Number 97 on the list, Ernest Jones, 15 games, 126 tackles, 4 for loss, only a half sack, 7 pass defenses, and 5 interceptions last year. I believe that led all linebackers. Ernest Jones, the center, the play caller for the Super Bowl champion defense, the dark side defense, at 97. Initially, you thought this was too low down the list.
Again, I can name you 20 quarterbacks better than Bryce Young. I cannot name you 20 linebackers better than Ernest Jones.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be as many linebackers on last year's list. I didn't go ahead and count all of them. Let me see if I can find linebackers on here and give you a quick count. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have 14 linebackers on this list from last year.
That might be the exact number that
Okay.
I might give you.
Okay, so
Because I told you before we started looking, I could name 12 linebackers better than him. Maybe I could give you 14. Maybe.
You're going to build me your list. You can do it by position. You can do it however you want. That might be the best way to do it. If you put together your list by position,
That's probably how
it'll
I'm
give
gonna
us
do
a better way to do it. Again, last year, a running back, the year before, a wide receiver at the top of that list makes things a little more interesting for me. But yeah, looking at these players, I don't understand the next one, and maybe it's just because I didn't pay enough attention to this guy. He is your new bell cow back in New Orleans, or at least we think he will be. Travis Etienne, 17 games, 260 attempts for 1,107 yards, 4.3 yards per carry, 7 TDs, 36 receptions for not quite 300 yards, and 6 receiving touchdowns. Is Travis Etienne one of the best 100 players in this league?
100%.
Okay.
That's one I'm not questioning. He's a top 15 back in the league, and he's got the potential to do a lot more.
Okay.
Still early.
And that's a good spot for him.
That's a good spot for him.
Do you think is it good for him to be going to New Orleans? That's a team that played well at the end of last year with Tyler Shuck.
That's where he's
at
from.
Quarterback. Yeah, going back home, but they were a team that did not have a lot of expectations last year. That whole division was 3 teams tied for the
8-8. 9 and 8.
8 and 9, I think, is what they tied for. I think they were a game below 500, or half a game below, whatever. But they were out there and all tying for the lead in that division. So it was kind of an interesting one. Demario Davis is the first linebacker that we see ahead of Ernest Jones on this list.
That's where I have issues.
143 tackles, 6 tackles for loss. He only had a half sack as well, 3 pass defenses, and 2 forced fumbles.
Demario Davis was the only light of that New Orleans team. Like, if you watch the film, Demario Davis is the only person that you could say walked away. That guy could probably get a job somewhere else.
Well, and he has a job somewhere else. He's playing for the Jets now, so he did get a job elsewhere. You're good with him being ahead of Ernest Jones, or no?
I'm not okay with him being ahead of Ernest Jones. I'm okay with him still being in the top 100.
Okay. Creed Humphrey is a center for the Chiefs. He allowed 1 sack, 8 QB pressures. I hear a lot of nice things about Creed Humphrey. That offensive line has been a big talking point because if you have to protect Patrick Mahomes, that is a very important job in this league. Creed, your best offensive lineman for Kansas City?
No, Joe Tooney is the best offensive lineman in Kansas City.
Okay, so appropriately rated. I don't know.
That's appropriately.
And Carson Schlesinger is your 93rd best player.
I will take
in the NFL. He is your AP NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. 156 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks, 9 QB hits, and 2 picks. That's a pretty good resume with only a year under his belt.
Again, he was 6th in the NFL in tackles for linebackers. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I'll give him all the flowers that he needs to. He still plays in Cleveland.
Yeah. Well, he played behind Myles Garrett. That make your job a little bit easier?
Yeah, because they double Myles Garrett and
on every play.
And guess what? That means that the guard can't climb up to go get Schlesinger, and Schlesinger just goes and eats.
It's your job to take advantage of that, though, too. So we'll see what happens when Jared Verse is the guy in front of you taking up those blocks, and we'll see what Jared Verse, we listened to his comments yesterday. Don't overlook him, he says. He's going to go out and do his best to be the baddest Jared Verse. He's not going to try to replace Myles Garrett.
I'll give you 32 linebackers better than Carson Schlesinger.
32! So you've Demario Davis and Ernest Jones.
Both by far. Ernest Jones was tied for second in the league in interceptions.
Yeah.
How is he lower on this list than Carson Schlesinger?
Well, he just played on a defense that just made him look good.
Linebackers that turn the ball over are special creatures.
And you know what happens when you're a linebacker that turns the ball over? You end up having a special season as well, and your team ends up benefiting from that a great deal. So that's your list so far. So the way this is going to work, kids, we gave you 8 today. We're not going to do this all the time, but we're going to drop in with Casey. Every Monday through Friday, the NFL is going to release 2 names on this list right up until the day before kickoff or the Friday before kickoff. It's going to get us basically right up to the start of the NFL season, so it will not be this long of a segment each time, but we're going to drop them on you, the last 2, and I don't think I'm going to let you look at the list.
I think I just have to pull up Pro Football Reference and craft my list.
Yeah, you make your own list, and I'll give you the next 2 guys. We'll see where there's accuracy and inaccuracies. Again, these are voted on supposedly by the players, but yes, the players about who they voted for. I don't know what you're talking about. So I don't know if there's sports information directors or PAs.
And I wonder what the difference of the sway between 90 and 96 is going to be.
Yeah, well, we will take a look at this all the way leading up to the NFL season. I personally cannot wait for the NFL season. It is my favorite. So with that, we're going to take a look at kind of a cool story in baseball. A sad story globally, but a nice reaction to it in a city that has not had much to cheer for in baseball, but plenty of familiarity with the tragedy that befell the home country of this player. Is that too much of a tease? I think I overcomplicated. Regardless, we'll walk over to the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk and see what's going on.
To be fair, I still have no idea what you're teasing, so I'm looking forward to it.
Are you intrigued?
I am.
That was my whole goal.
Well, first on the fan, Caleb Williams attempted to trademark the word Iceman.
Yeah, he did.
Well, the United States Patent and Trademark Office has initially refused the Chicago Bears application for Iceman as of Wednesday. It's not, though, due to an application by NBA Hall of Famer George Gervin or a trademark possessed by UFC Hall of Famer Chuck Liddell. Instead,
can I just tell you, I know what this is for. I hope they get to keep that trademark, but I don't think they're making them anymore.
Instead, it is for a trademark filed in 1988 by Lacrosse Footwear for insulated boots. Lacrosse, an Oregon-based footwear company, owns the trademark Iceman for one of its boots and boot liners. Williams had applied for trademarks in multiple categories, including clothing, and that allowed the USPTO to offer the broad refusal to the application.
Yeah, you're asking a bunch of Commanders fans to give a Bears guy somebody else's nickname. They're looking for any out they can. I own a pair of Lacrosse boots. It's my second pair. The first I got actually as a not exactly a hand-me-down, kind of a hand-me-down. I got them used, but as the second they started to show any major wear and tear, I went out and got another pair of Lacrosse boots. Are the real thing. They are so awesome. So if you need a pair of all-weather boots, Lacrosse. I don't know if they make the Iceman anymore. I was looking for them. They make the Ice King, but the liners might be Iceman liners, and mine are sweet.
Well, there won't be any Icemen in Chicago anytime soon. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The Fan is live on YouTube.
Well, I think we have a new candidate. One of the things we've been tracking on this show is the best bat flips of the year. I think we have a new one. It starts with tragedy. So, I don't know if you've seen this, but at least 164 dead, 1,000 injured in Venezuela. 2 massive earthquakes.
The 7.1?
7.2 and 7.5. Brutal. Just this is one of those things that just obviously terrible.
That sucks.
The photos of it are heartbreaking, and it's one of those things. These global things happen, and it affects me, who's never been to Venezuela, and just seeing the photos and stuff, that's tragic. And then you have people that are from there and, trying out and going to live their dreams elsewhere are obviously going to be affected dramatically for it. It doesn't necessarily mean you're out of the lineup for your baseball team on that day, but you're feeling what is going on at home. Well, in the middle of all of this tragedy, the San Francisco Giants, their season not exactly going well. I wouldn't call it a tragedy, and I wouldn't make a comparison to what's going on in Venezuela, but they have not had a great year. They went into the 9th inning down 1-0 yesterday, and their rookie, Victor Barracoto, who is Venezuelan-born, comes up to bat. And if you have not seen it, pull it up and take a look at the at-bat, the bat flip, hits a walk-off 2-run home run, and just the elation that's in somebody's face on what has to be just a terrible day. 1,000 people injured, 160 people gone. I don't know if anybody is connected or related to him. But there's this uplifting feeling that you get in some sporting moments. And I know it's a regular season baseball game, and it's not the biggest thing in the world. It's not the World Series. But sometimes just having something that can happen at the same time there's some tragedy, seeing the emotion in his face, pretty good.
My hair started standing up
Right?
on my arms watching this. It's hard not to be romantic about baseball.
Baseball and sports and just the way that people respond to tragedy, and I didn't bother going through. I just kind of had the thought right now of going through and thinking of the moments in sports where somebody is out there playing for a family member, like the Brett Favre Monday Night Football game, or playing in
or
spite
Quan
of
Alexander
tragedy.
in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
When the 49ers beat the Atlanta Falcons.
Anytime the Cardinals do anything for Pat Tillman, the Mariners just announced, I think yesterday or today, they're creating Legacy Plaza, and it's to honor the 116 win team in 2001. That was also the same year as 9/11, so that will be a tribute to 9/11. But remember baseball coming back, football coming back, the Patriots winning their first championship in early 2002 after the 9/11 tragedies, and how sport just has this ability to just be so uplifting is really, really cool. So if you want to go and watch a cool moment, a rookie that was called up on end of May and comes up and hits a walk-off home run is already cool, but doing it in the shadow of tragedy back home makes it that much cooler. So I just saw that story. I saw both stories, and MLB does a good job covering all of the teams, and I look at it nearly every day, but that one just got me a little emotional this morning, and I thought it was a really, really cool moment.
Now, where does it rank in terms of our bat flipping rankings?
I've given you the back story.
Naylor still sits at the top.
You still have
Naylor still
no sentimental favorites there.
He hit a step back.
I'm not necessarily going to disagree with you.
When I see
someone
top the fadeaway,
the look back at the dugout. So the way that Barracoto throws the bat is he grabs the opposite end of the bat, so the wide end of the bat, and is holding up and just looking at it. He knew it was gone right away. He does a couple steps, and he just fires it back at the home dugout with a nice little spin on it. But that's like oh yeah. But what a release of energy that when you know where all that energy comes from is really, really cool. So I think I'm probably with you. The Ketel Marte one, pretty good. Do we put the Jazz, I guess it wasn't even the walk-off. It was the drop, but the Jazz Chisholm overrated one.
it's up there.
So those are the 4 candidates we have right now. So if you'd like to play along at home, here's all you need to do is go out and pull Josh Naylor fadeaway bat flip, the Jazz Chisholm overrated bat drop. Cleveland, I believe, was chanting overrated as he goes up to bat, and
and then you also have the
every little bit of
Marte.
Ketel Marte is the overhand axe throw, and then now this rookie Victor Barracoto walk off bat toss, as his homeland is in a little bit of
We're going to be able to draft up a top 10.
Those are the ones we've got so far for this season. If you have another one, text us 503-864-6326, 503-2GO-FAN. Send us your nominees our way. We'll take a look at them, but I think you might be right. You're hitting me in a soft spot to it. I mean, Josh Naylor, the second that he came over from Arizona, just made such an impact on this Mariners team. He hasn't been great this year, but the guy's got some swag.
I liked it a lot.
It's pretty
It's
good.
really hard to beat.
I think I have another reason to hate college football.
What's it this time?
I'll tell you after the break. We'll do that after the break. You're listening to Happy Hour on 105.1 and the Fan Sports Network. Temple of the Dog. Do you know who this is a tribute to?
No, I do not.
It's Lord Andrew Wood, the deceased singer of Mother Love Bone. Overdosed on heroin. He was the original singer of Mother Love Bone, the band that reformed with a new lead singer called Eddie Vedder. And they named themselves Mookie Blaylock. But then Mookie was like, hey, you can't just take my name. So then they switched their name to Pearl Jam. And in honor of Mookie, their first album is 10. Stupid music things that I have floating around my head. And I've heard Temple of the Dog. There you go. So I wasn't sure you were following what was going on with Seattle music in the late 80s and early 90s, so I thought I'd catch you up there. Are you a big fan of the studio shows for college football, for NFL, for sports in general? Do you find yourself a fan of just sitting down and getting all the analysis of everything that's going on?
It depends who's on the panel, but for the most part, that's where my bread and butter kind of lies.
Where's your allegiance in college football? Is it game day? Is it the big nooner? Do you have a favorite and a least favorite panelist?
I do love game day. So I've always been...
McAfee? You're okay with McAfee?
I was a Herbie guy.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's still on there, right?
Oh, yeah, but...
No, yeah, but Desmond Howard, right?
Yeah.
So it's Desmond Howard. You've added McAfee, Herbie, Saban.
Saban I'm okay with.
Yeah, he's just boring, I think. I mean, the
I like when they make fun of him and he can actually play into it, but when he starts to get defensive, that's when I'm like, all right.
Yeah, like, dude, yes, okay. All right, so you're with me. Saban, not the worst. Go over to the big nooner.
But it's like he forgets what he did for the last 2 decades.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know. I mean, I would like better insight from. I'm not a huge consumer of.
I like
of
his
the
analysis
studio
of
shows.
the game. I don't necessarily love his analysis of college sports and college football as a whole.
Okay, I can see that. Sometimes his game analysis leaves me wanting. I'm like, dude, you've done this at the highest level for a long time. Don't you have a little more than something I could come up with sometimes? But again, I don't watch it a ton. I am not a huge consumer of it. The one that does drive me crazy in college football is the big nooner. I'm not a Brady Quinn fan. Mark Ingram doesn't give me a whole lot. Leinert's okay, but Urban Meyer, I just can't with that guy.
I used to like Mark Ingram, and now we very much hate Mark Ingram.
I'm not following the story with Mark Ingram. Is he a scumbag?
If you remember, where he ended his career, Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, so that it's just that.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
okay.
And this past NFL draft, he announced a pick, and what did his son go out and say in Pittsburgh? Yeah, we hate Mark Ingram.
Okay. So he's not a scumbag. Urban Meyer, who sits next to him, is a scumbag. I think that's been pretty well defined.
Yeah, we like Mark Ingram as a person. We don't.
Yeah.
We hate what he represents.
Perfect. Urban Meyer, though, I can't with that guy. I honestly, I can't even listen to him talk hardly because I'm like, why? There's nobody else that you can find other than Urban Meyer to be there, who we've seen the video of him dancing with co-eds at the bar, ditching his team, kicking kickers. Like, he's just...
We remember that roster and what went down in Gainesville.
Just all the things. All the things with Urban Meyer just driving. I don't know if this guy is as bad, but did you see who CBS is adding to their studio show?
Hit me with it.
Brian Kelly.
Swing and a miss.
I know. Apparently, they're getting close to finalizing the contract to bring in Brian Kelly. Another reason to hate college football. Saban, fine. Game day has a tradition. I love the Coug flag and the whole the McAfee. I can put up with Desmond Howard. Whatever. The big nooner. Blah. CBS is adding Brian Kelly. I don't think he's as bad as Urban Meyer from a off-the-field standpoint, but on the sideline, he's terrible. His press conferences, Urban Meyer tried to pretend he was a good dude. We found out he wasn't, but Brian Kelly has never tried to be a good person. I don't even know what his analysis is, but Oh my! They would rather pay you $54 million and have you keep coaching in Baton Rouge. Brian Kelly is your new analyst for the CBS studio show.
Minerals,
for college
vitamins.
That's just.
Can you give me like
I'm still laughing over here.
It's
'Cause
stupid.
It's very laughable.
I know, but there's so many things that college football does that are laughable.
Everything that Brian Kelly does is laughable.
He's a cartoon character if you're trying to make an angry, moronic coach. He is that, and he's a good enough football coach to have been hired enough times that he is constantly in the public eye, but not good enough to win a national championship, and just exhausting.
You caught on.
He just, yeah. Maybe he'll be a good studio analyst. I may not be the guy to be giving this breakdown. That's why I threw it your direction.
Hope you all had a shitty day.
That's your new guy. Casey is
losing my headset over
You're
here.
dying over there. Like, there's got to be somebody, right, in college football that we like. Is Neuheisel still doing it when he pull his guitar and make it all weird? It's you
Pick any former player ever.
when you tune into the college football shows, they have a distinct these guys weren't good enough for the pros feel. Looking at you, Nick Saban, Urban Meyer. It just has that like
It
yeah,
seems to
I
me
was kind of a bust.
these guys. It seems to me. Let me put together the pool of incredibly unlikable guys who are only likable on one segment.
Yeah, well, and the weird thing is they have some guys that are incredibly likable. Herb Street he's got an NFL
I love
job
Herbie.
on.
I like Brady Quinn too.
I'm not a big Brady Quinn fan, but like Jesse Palmer, I like putting guys out there that like, yeah, I was a good college football player. I was, whatever. I've got a personality. Go out there and just smile. Isn't there a million of those guys that were communication majors and aren't ready for prime time in the NFL that we could put out there? We have to get Brian Kelly. I mean, maybe CBS is just looking at the mold that has been laid. Lee Corso was great until he wasn't. He was fun, didn't take himself too seriously. He was, for a very long time, he understood the assignment. It was be entertaining. The mascot heads, he had his bit. He went out there and did it well for a whole long time. He was a good coach.
Is Brian Kelly gonna get out there and do a bunch of bits?
Yeah.
And are they all going to bomb, and are we going to love it because of the bombs?
Ooh, if CBS is going, we're looking for the train wreck.
Say, Brian, we know you, go all in. And then he does go all in, and now CBS gets to sit back and go, hee hee hee.
I hope somebody's excited about this. I hope CBS is excited about this. But yeah, if you're trying to steal viewership away from the other two shows, I don't know if this is a way to do it. But
I hope
hey,
you all had a shitty day.
there are some Brian Kelly fans somewhere? Question mark. I'm not 100% sure. We'll get into the.
I can't find them.
Well, we'll get into the regular shenanigans of Happy Hour. We'll do it next. You are listening to 105.1 The Fan.
From the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fans, some NBA news for you as the Charlotte Hornets are trading LaMelo Ball and Josh Green to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Naz Reid, a 2033 unprotected first-rounder, and 3 second-round picks. Charlotte will also receive 3 first-round pick swaps in 2028, 2029, and 2030 as LaMelo Ball is now teaming up with Ant Edwards in Minnesota. Some more NBA news out of Charlotte for you as Kobe White intends to sign a 3-year, $74 million deal to return to the Hornets. Hornets acquired White in a trade from the Bulls before the February deadline as White averaged 15.6 points, shooting 39% from the three-point line in only 21 games for the Hornets down the stretch. Over to the pitch as the U.S. men's national team is back in action tonight for their last match of the group stage. We have 6 final group stage matches for you today as all final group stage matches will be played simultaneously. Curacao and Ivory Coast got things started for us at 1 p.m. alongside Ecuador and Germany. At 4 p.m., Tunisia will face off against the Netherlands alongside Japan versus Sweden. And wrapping up our day of World Cup group stage matches is your U.S. men's national team as they will take on Turkey at 7 p.m. alongside Paraguay versus Australia. And lastly, your Portland Fire fell to the Chicago Sky 78-101 last night as 7 Sky players finished the game in double figures. Fire are back in action tomorrow night at 4:30 once again in the Windy City as you can catch that game over on 9:10 a.m. when pregame coverage tips off at 4:15. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
This is the Fan Sports.
Happy Color TV Day, all you beautiful radio listeners. Thank you for dropping in on our little happy hour. Hope you enjoyed the bonus hour, and we appreciate you listening to this. If you're watching this on YouTube, here's a hand gesture just for you. You're welcome. YouTubers, feel free to hit us up on the chat. If you're listening on the radio through 105.1 FM, 1080 AM, online at 1051thefan.com, Odyssey.com, the Odyssey app, or you asked your smart speaker how the new coach's presser sound, and this is what you got? Use the fan text line. It's 503-2GO-FAN. That's 503-864-6326. Use it. Use the text, use the chat to share your thoughts, ask questions, solicit advice, or answer me this. Dear listeners, you ready to jump on the bandwagon with me? Lowercase, did you and Penalty Kick Patrick talk about the U.S. men's team's path forward in this World Cup?
Oh, yes, we did.
Oh, The Athletic is doing a big breakdown for anybody that hasn't seen this. Here's what the U.S. men's team has ahead of them. Tonight, they're not playing Turkey. Playing Turkey. Is that something we can get for Thanksgiving dinner, or is that... Apparently, my entire lifetime we've mispronounced every country's name, and now we're finally getting it accurate, but it still seems weird to me because I grew up dumb.
Do you pronounce
dumb world?
Do you pronounce it Côte d'Ivoire or do you pronounce it Ivory Coast?
I think you know that I don't pronounce things well at all, so I will go with the easy one, which is Ivory Coast. So
I'm gonna call it Turkey.
Yeah, call it what you like. They are playing a team that they should beat tonight, regardless of the result. Though they have already secured the top spot in Group D, so it doesn't matter what happens against Turkey or Turkia or Quail or whatever you want to call it. So the game tonight doesn't really matter. Now, what The Athletic has done is they had projected wins moving forward, and right now it seems that there is a 95 or greater chance that Bosnia-Herzegovina, I think I got that close, will be the opponent in the round of 32. So the U.S. is already in the round of 32. Bosnia is going to be in there as well. That should be the likely opponent, which would make the U.S. men's team a heavy favorite in that. Pretty good news.
Like the sound of that.
Which means they should be going to the round of 16, which will be played just north of us in Seattle. Their three most likely opponents for that are suspected to be Egypt.
Mo Salah.
Yeah. Czech Republic or Senegal. All teams that we could win. That's what I'm reading here.
I like those odds.
Yep.
I like those odds a lot.
So, your first big test in the knockout stage, likely to be Spain in the quarterfinals. What did I tell you I would do with this soccer team if they went on a little run? I'm jumping on that bandwagon, man. I think I'm going to be in for it. Now, here's the real danger of it. If you're favored in the first two games of the knockout round, there's some tension. Tension makes it good. Do you have a lot of faith that this team that has already exceeded expectations will continue to live up to the hype that they've created in the group stage by knocking off teams they should win?
I think they should.
Or if they go out there and they have a tense game against Bosnia or Egypt or whoever, and we're sitting there watching it on pins and needles, it's good entertainment. I don't know much about the game. Couldn't tell you the strategy. Was that a goal? No, it was offsides. No, it wasn't offsides. I don't know. Where's his left butt cheek? I don't know. I'll get into it. I'm excited for the knockout round tonight. Next Wednesday, I believe, is when it kicks off. I think that's when you get going into it.
Again, I've been telling you, the knockout stage is when you can fully see me fully invested.
You and I both, brother. I'm on that.
Wait till it matters. Wait till someone is win or go home, and that is when I will be all locked in.
Now, all the games aren't done. Not everything is set. 95% chance. The Athletic, if you want to go and read and go through the whole thing, there's the way it is setting up now, the USA has put themselves in a position where they should not have one of the top-tier opponents until the quarterfinals. Most likely going to be Spain. It's not all set, but right now it feels
Egypt would still be a great match.
Pretty nice. Yeah. But
I like these odds.
But that's in Seattle.
That's better than
round of 16. So that you got a kind of a.
But if Spain gets knocked out, who would be the other potential?
There's more. The further you go, the more variables are. That's why we're 95% of your first round matchup. I've got 3 teams for the second round matchup. I'm not going to get that far into it. But if you're the favorite in those matches, and the general public believes that you are the better team, the intelligent soccerati that understand how the game actually works expects your team. Pulisic sounds like he's perfectly healthy. They have the opportunity to rest guys tonight. They don't need to roll out their A team to beat a Turkey. Don't
go out there and get a bunch of yellow cards with guys who already have yellows.
Yeah. Play smart. I mean, what you said sounds smart, but just don't be dumb. Get the win. Get the draw. Just hang out. Kick the ball around back and forth. Get an early goal and then just play, what do they call it, patty cake? Whatever you got to do. But it's looking pretty good. The prediction of jumping on the bandwagon, it's getting ready. I mean, I know that we're not a soccer country. This is a soccer town. It's not a soccer country. And if you're with me, come on. We're playing pickleball. You know how much I hate pickleball. If the U.S. has a chance to win the World Cup of pickleball, probably tuning in. Somebody from my high school is playing in a pickleball tournament, and they are over 40 age, and I'm like, I knew that guy. This is what this feels like, right? You root for your own. So go out there and get it. Excited. You want some in case you missed it?
Let's do it.
All right. In case you missed it, Fanatics Sportsbook is rolling out a new AI-driven system to identify and ban bettors who harass or threaten athletes, coaches, and officials on social media. Toxic sports betting culture has led to a massive spike in athletes receiving personal threats from angry gamblers. Oh, good. Not only are we creating problem gamblers, but also terrible people. Nice job, legalized gambling. If you were wondering where the line is, bankrupting your family, go for it. Don't even worry about that. We'd be perfectly happy to give you matching points on your next bet. But you go out and throw mean tweets at a nice guy like Deshaun Watson, that's too far. Fanatics is taking a bold stance against cyberbullying, which is going to be super awkward when they realize they've just banned 89% of their user base. That's going to go really well. And whatever will toxic gamblers do when there's only 230 other betting apps on their phone? I mean, how are they going to possibly get around? According to a new NCAA survey, 46% of college basketball players received threats from angry gamblers. If these kids want university protection, I have an idea. Stop complaining and start betting on your own games like Brendan Sorsby. They'll have your back 100%. You'll be just... In case you missed it, the Mets are so incredibly frustrated with their... Mets fans are so incredibly frustrated with their current team, they actually resorted to chanting Pete Alonso's name during the game. The Mets are so historically bad right now, they have completely destroyed their fans' ability to come up with a decent taunt. They've dropped 5 straight games, just got swept in a doubleheader yesterday, giving up 10 runs in both games. If the Phillies were 14.5 games behind the division, they would be throwing flaming bags of dog feces onto the field. In New York, the best they could come up was a Little League chant of an ex-boyfriend's name? Come on! Your team had 6 errors in one game. You're allowed to swear, okay? Just get out there and do something. Every single member of the Mets infield committed at least one error in the second game of the doubleheader yesterday. It's the first time that's happened since 1962 when they were an expansion team. A year where they won 40 games and they had a metal folding chair play third base for 25 games. I mean, that's how bad they were.
When you haven't done something since 1960 in baseball, it's usually not a good thing.
At least one error for each of their 4 infielders, 2 at third base, 2 at first base. 2 at third base, 2 at second base. It was awful. Meanwhile, Cubs shortstop Dansby Swanson drove in 15 runs over 3 games against the Mets, including 11 in the doubleheader alone. Say what you want to about the Mets, but they're a tremendous feel-good story for literally everyone else in the league. They've been very good. In case you missed it, J.B. Bickerstaff, the head of the NBA Coaches Union, is heavily criticizing the Portland Trail Blazers for giving new head coach Mike Inori a cheap, mostly non-guaranteed contract they believe devalues the coaching profession. Hey, JB, shut up. When the Pistons hired you, you got $25 million right after they paid Monty Williams $65 million to go away. You don't get to vote on this one, bud. His buyout was $65 million. His replacement's guarantee was $25 million. That is not the joke. If Tightwad Tommy and Rip City Repo operations want to give their head coach a contract where he actually has to earn his paycheck and that ruins the NBA, I say let it burn. Honestly, if a guy works for his millions is a crisis, we should probably just give the keys to Ice Cube and the Big Three and let them be basketball in this country. That's what I say. I think that's the move. NBA has more problems than that. In case you missed it, there's a massive standoff right now between city leaders desperate to keep the Blazers in town and local activists trying to protect the Portland Clean Energy Fund. I think I've come up with a perfect compromise. From now on, when the Blazers lose by 30 at home, out of respect for the environment, we stop saying the team played like garbage and say they played like recycling. I think that fixes... They didn't slack off on defense. Their energy exertion was carbon neutral. No? They didn't commit 25 turnovers. They executed a renewable possession sharing program with the opposing team. That wasn't an air ball. That wasn't an air ball. It was a 100% emission-free shot attempt. No, it wasn't a traveling violation. He was utilizing a sustainable alternative mode of transport to the basket. That's not an it's not an uncoachable that's not a traveling violation. That's utilizing a what? No, dang it. That's when I already did it. That's not an uncoachable ball hog. Dude's just operating on a closed loop solo energy grid. That's all it is. No? Greg Oden wasn't a lottery bust. He was a compost pile. Come on, is that a good... Can we just... No. All we can do is try. All we can do... Here's the thing, Casey. If you don't push the envelope and you don't get booed sometimes, you're not trying hard enough.
I agree.
It wasn't beef stew. No?
It wasn't beef stew.
Thank you for a wonderful studio audience. We are going to play Take Your Pick at 2:30. If you go to @FanHappyHour on X, you can find the forum to play along with us. We'll make our picks for the weekend series in baseball. Coming up, Mariners got absolutely smoked. Shohei Ohtani is fighting his own catcher. And Al Horford getting old, but still playing. That is the Daily Buzz. We will do it next. It is Happy Hour on 105.1 and the Fan Sports Network.
The Fan is live on
Well, it's bad enough when your team loses. But all you could really hope for is we have a day game today, and you would think after you get beat 11-1 last night, Brian Wu, an emotional wreck, couldn't figure out how to get out of the downward spiral that he fell into, giving up 5 runs after the Mariners got out to an early 1-0 lead, end up losing 11-0. They're down 5-1 already today. Already lost 5-1 already today, so they have lost another series, and things are not going exactly as planned for the Seattle Mariners.
Look at the Buccos back over 500.
I like the Buccos. That's the thing that I really don't like about this is I do like that team. I like that roster, but you didn't have to face Paul Skeens. You think you can get out of there with a series win. Now you travel just a couple hundred miles over by bus over to Cleveland to take on the Guardians. It would be very nice to see a weekend series victory, but we'll talk more about that when we get into Take Your Pick in the next segment. Right now,
The Buzz.
let's move over to the Dodgers. Did you happen to catch Dalton Rushing and Shohei Ohtani's little exchange?
Did you happen to catch Rushing's post-game press conference?
I did not catch the full post-game press conference. He had a little bit of a meltdown, though, during the game. What did he say in the post? Well, should we set up what happened for anybody that doesn't know? So Shohei Ohtani out on the mound and having a little back and forth with his catcher on whether or not to call a ABS challenge. We love the ABS challenge system. It keeps giving us new things. We talked about it a lot early in the season. This was hilarious. Shohei Ohtani throws a pitch, immediately taps the top of his head to get a review, and Dalton Rushing tries to wave it off from the umpire. Not only was he wrong on the waving it off, they end up going to the review, and Ohtani was correct. So it led to a slightly contentious moment between, one of the greatest baseball players ever to put on a uniform, and Dalton Rushing. What did he say post-game? I did not see it.
Said, it's embarrassing that I need support like that. I'm a grown man. It's a pretty tough pill to swallow, both sides of the ball. Not a great showing. It hasn't been great as of late. I'm going to get better.
Okay, well that was he owned it.
He took accountability, but
was.
he's had a rough few months.
Yeah, it was not the best moment in baseball yesterday.
The Buzz.
How about this? In back-to-back days, as dramatic a finish as you can hope for the Phillies. You see what they did yesterday?
No, I didn't. What'd they do last night?
You need to start paying attention to the Philadelphia Phillies. So 2 nights ago, they were down, what were they down? 4 runs, 3 runs in the bottom of the ninth. They get down to 2 outs. They go on a little 8-run tear. Last night, down to 2 runs, 2 outs, 2 strikes in the bottom of the ninth, and they have a dramatic comeback over the Nationals. Again, this time, pinch hitter and former National Derek Hill is the guy that saved it. It's not even a big name. It's not the whole team. You pinch hit, home run hit, 282 feet, and the Phillies rallied to an 8-5 from an 8-5 deficit to get the win.
The ball left the yard going 282?
282 down the line.
Wow.
Yeah. What do you need? It wasn't center field.
Short porch.
Yeah. Take what you can
282.
get. Well, good enough. You're pinch hitting out there. What is it down most lines? It's not
315 or 330.
382. I said 282. I'm not even hearing 382.
That's what I was thinking the entire time. That's a pop out.
No, yes, that's a pop out. 382. I'm trying to read numbers.
That's a good piece of hit.
Sorry. 382. I'm like, that's plenty fine, but I'm looking at the numbers saying something completely different because my brain can only get so many things right.
What, are they playing in Vegas?
That little Cracker Jack box was an absolute
309 was the shortest ball that left
on
the yard.
Monday, we'll listen back to how many times I said 282 in that and had no idea what you were saying. Because the funny part was not only did I say it incorrectly, I misheard you 12 times. So congratulations to me.
The Buzz.
Well, the Dodgers, I mentioned, they're having a little back and forth. They're pitching and catching. They are also getting ready to host the Padres, who just swept the Braves. The Braves have been one of the hottest teams in baseball. The Padres have been really weird this year. year. They have had some ugly stretches. They have had the inability to hit the ball out of the park. Their run differential's terrible, but they just swept the Bravos and now getting ready to take on the Dodgers. Should be a fun one there.
The Buzz.
Let's go over to basketball. Let's break down this trade for me. Naz Reid, one of those development projects that had the Blazers so excited to get Micah Nori. If you could take a guy from being undrafted to a guy that's going to take over Julius Randle's spot. Wait. Never mind. He's off to Charlotte. At least he's a trade piece. We get LaMelo Ball back. If you're a Timberwolves fan, you excited about that? LaMelo Ball put up big numbers for a bad team. Injury troubles. Every time I see a picture of him, he just looks like he's got that face on.
He's got a new tattoo every single time. And
he sure does. And there's something about the way photos of him are taking where every tattoo just stands out. Maybe it's his complexion. I don't know exactly what it is. But am I wrong that maybe he has the most illuminated tattoos in the league? Like, you could spot every one of them. Very defined.
the exact opposite of Lance Stevenson's tattoos.
Where you cannot see them at all. Well, there's plenty of guys where have, like, even like Birdman had so many tattoos and not a single individual one stand out. He somehow has sleeves and neck tattoos, but they don't run into each other. They're
look like
all
individual pieces.
Yes, a lot of small. Either way, this is a guy who, if you want to watch a good piece of LaMelo Ball, watch him just acting like an idiot around the court and some of the moves that he does to taunt other players and do all of those things.
Do you remember back to what he does when he's in transition on a fast break?
Remind me of what you're speaking of.
Well, he yelps.
Oh, that's right.
He likes
That's
to
right.
a high pitch, here,
Yes.
here. And then
But he throws the ball off of other players' backs, and just he's the guy who's full of shenanigans. You are the Minnesota Timberwolves, and you have been to back-to-back conference finals, and you are trying to figure out how to get over the top. Getting rid of Cat was not that move, and he's now got a championship. Now you are moving on from Naz Reid, who has been a big rotation piece in that. You're done with
you're
Julius
kind of out
Randle.
of the window.
Well,
You're falling out of your window, but you
think
still
that
have
they
Anthony
think this
Edwards.
is a move. You got Ant, who can now be a true two guard, and you have LaMelo, who will be your.
Easy
I know.
Easy
I knew
there.
who I was talking to. LaMelo, who will be your true point guard in this situation. His numbers are pretty good: 20 points a game, 7.1 assists, almost 5 rebounds. So you get that. Do we like this trade?
Yes and no. This is Minnesota knowing that their window with Naz Reid, Julius Randle, Rudy Gobert, that was closing.
Melo Ball, Josh Green to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Naz Reid, a 2033 first-round pick, 3 second-round picks, and a pick swap, I believe.
Pick
is what
swaps
they're
in 2028, 2029, 2030.
Yeah, so, all right. We'll see.
It's a lot of value for LaMelo Ball.
It's a lot. We'll see. It better be worth it. This is a team that's been really good. You just lost your lead assistant, which is probably more detrimental. And then you make this trade. We'll see what happens.
The Buzz.
Al Horford coming back for his 20th season. The 40-year-old veteran is, he declined his $14 million, or he declined his player option and signed a new 2-year, $14 million option to stay with the Warriors. Do we expect, Jimmy Butler coming back obviously is going to make an impact. Do the Warriors have any chance of getting back into a championship window?
I don't think so. The West is really dominant, and who's their center?
Who is their center? Is it Al Horford?
Al Horford.
I think of him as a power forward.
Victor Wembanyama versus Al Horford.
23-year-old when next season starts. Victor Wembanyama against 41-year-old when the season starts next year. Al Horford, or whenever their birthdays are.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But I mean, Wemby's not really a center. I mean, he's everything. He's the greatest player ever to play in the game. He's never lost a game. I don't know if you know that. Tell you all about it. Finally, we'll just go to this. I don't even know that there's an announcement you make. I don't know what this is. Terrion Arnold, cornerback, All-American, as good a draft prospect as you can get out of Alabama. Did not have a great rookie season, had injuries, had coverage issues, had all of those things. Now the real issues are here. Arrested on 8 felony counts that could potentially carry a life sentence. I can get into this. This is ugly.
The details are not
Gruesome.
great, and I will
Yeah.
let the feds do the feds. Let them do what they need to do.
These are not
and-
misdemeanors that upset anybody. This is not a felony account that is being denied by his people. This is 8 felony counts, including kidnapping, armed robbery, and anytime it says facing a potential life sentence. UGLY. Let's walk over to the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. See
First on the Fan, Phoenix Mercury forward Alyssa Thomas has received a flagrant foul 2 penalty and a 1-game suspension for recklessly making contact with her fist to the throat area of Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark.
You're not allowed to throat punch anybody. You're definitely not allowed to throat punch Caitlin Clark.
The incident in which the league said Thomas committed a non-basketball act happened with 6 minutes and 52 seconds remaining in the second quarter of the Mercury's 111-109 win over the Fever on Wednesday. After Clark drove to the lane, she tumbled on her side after making contact with defender Lexi Held Thomas and Dewana Bonner collapsed onto Clark as they scrambled for the ball. And as they tried to recover it, Thomas appeared to thrust her fist into Clark's neck. She then got up and stepped over Clark, and no foul was called on the play.
Well, yeah, not sure about the on-court officiating and that, having watched it. I mean, I realize that you might not see the fist and where it lands, but
Call something on the floor. It's just that
yeah.
it wasn't a great call, and I think the Indiana Fever coach, Stephanie White,
she would
said it
not
pretty
have it.
perfectly. She goes, absolutely egregious, utterly disrespectful.
Yeah. They bring violence in the WNBA games. That is for sure. It is not a gentle game, and there is plenty of, what would you say, jealousy, anger, frustration towards somebody that's getting a whole lot more attention than maybe anyone else in the league in any league by comparison. Caitlin Clark.
But this is also the second incident that the Indiana Fever have had dust-ups with other teams in the past 2 weeks. If you
That's what I'm
remember,
saying. Yeah, there's a
a
lot.
week ago, Sophie Cunningham and I believe it was, I can't remember the team. But
Yeah,
Sophie
but
Cunningham
yeah.
and another defender got into it. Were pointing at each other, doing a whole thing.
And on top
like
of it,
this.
I think Sophie Cunningham has a stalker now. So yeah, I mean, if there weren't enough troubles, at least they're not throwing the green, phallic objects onto the court anymore. We got that, but there's plenty of things to get you to tune in.
Sophie Cunningham is a stalker now?
I think that's what I saw.
I didn't think I got my papers yet.
I almost sent a text to Ortner when I saw saw the headline as well.
And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
The home of dirt.
All right, kids, if you want to play along, go to @FanHappyHour on X. There is a form pinned to the top of my page where you can play along with us. Pick the weekend series in Major League Baseball. If you can't find it on X, go to Facebook. It's on my personal page. Play along. It's fun. And you'll be invited on the show. Carrie has won 3 out of the last 5 weeks, I think. We did not get a response from him, so he will not be joining us. So, Casey, I'm going to have you do the heavy lifting on the response cues for this. I'll give you my thoughts. But right now we've got 3 different 4-game series this weekend. I realized in last week's form I forgot to put a split for one of the 4-game series. So they're all available to you this time. You got Houston at Detroit. Detroit, I don't know what's going on with them, if they're going to be buyers or sellers. They've been playing a little bit better lately, but they're still 500 over their last 10 games. But they've got Skubal back. That's the one guy that could change the playoff run for any team that he ends up on. He's an absolute beast. Playing against Houston, who do not look now, is in second place in the American League West, only because everybody is awful. Don't give me that look.
You scared me for a second.
The Mariners are leading the division at an even 500, and the Astros just 2 games back at 39-43, so they are better. They have Yordan Alvarez, who is an absolute beast. I cannot pick for the Astros ever. I can't even pick a split. My gag reflex won't let me do it.
Skubal.
We'll both go Tigers on that one. Blue Jays at Rangers. Blue Jays go from a World Series appearance to meh so far this year. They've got some all-stars because everybody loved that team so much, and all of Canada is voting for them, but I don't think they are all-star laden. But they're playing the Texas Rangers. They're only separated by a game between these two teams. Rangers at Blue Jays, or the split, young man.
I've got the split in this one.
All right.
I don't believe in the all-star voting that Toronto has.
All right.
It's all a little bit wishy-washy.
It is very wishy-washy. The Boston Red Sox are absolutely terrible. The Yankees are very, very good at baseball. I will go split on this one because I cannot pick the Yankees to win a series. It's just it's not in my nature. And the Red Sox, regardless of who's on their roster,
yuck,
they will get up for these games. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that they will win. Gross what?
Oh, I'm just Boston.
Oh yeah, well, and it's at Fenway. Ugh. Have you ever been to Fenway?
I have not.
Yeah, it's a cool.
Always want to get out there.
Cool place to watch a baseball game. Really, really fun environment, with or without bagpipes and kilts. I assume you're just taking the Yankees in that mess.
As long as Volpe's not playing and Caballero's playing well,
yeah,
I think I'll be happy regardless of how this breaks down.
The only team that is not above 500 in the National League Central. Injuries caught up with the Cincinnati Reds. They were off to a really nice start. The Buccos, as you mentioned, playing really well. They just got the series win over the Mariners.
Just got to win over 500.
Yeah, there they sit, 41-40. Pirates hosting the Reds. I assume you're going Pirates because you're starting to get a little Pirates fever. That might be your National League team.
Well, it's my pop's favorite team.
I understand that, but you said it.
But
was
I will never.
You said
vote.
it was the
I
White
will
Sox.
Never vote for the Pirates.
You will never. You won't even take him to beat the Reds.
I'll take him over the Reds.
Okay.
I'm not voting for the Pirates. That's too much downfall.
Let me see if I can figure this out here real quick. We've got the Nationals playing in another Beltway series against the Orioles. I want to get the runs scored total and the runs against totals very quickly. Ooh.
This is a tough one for me because I really do like James Wood, but the Orioles are starting to play really good baseball.
Yeah, well, right now, there's only the Colorado Rockies are ruining this whole thing. The Twins are right up there with it. The Nationals are leading the league in runs scored, but they are right now tied for second in runs allowed. The Rockies are just too terrible, but the Nationals are a game above 500, and they've given up 424 runs this season, which ties them with the Twins for the second worst, but they have scored 433 runs, which is 10 more than the Dodgers and 33 more than the Yankees at this point this season. I love me some Nationals, not because I think they're great, but tune into their baseball games if you want 8 to 9 baseball.
I'm taking the Nationals.
All right. All righty. Mariners travel over to Cleveland. The Guardians are... They're now last place in the American... Well, no, they're not. That's not true.
Jose still on the IL?
I think that he is. I need this to reset. Give me a win percentage. There we go. They're second place behind the White Sox there. They are 3 games above 500 taking on the Mariners. So they have they won their last game, but they're 4-6 in their last 10.
I think I have to take Seattle on this one. No Jose Ramirez. He's out for extended period of time with a broken bone in his hand.
The Hammett bone.
I got to take Seattle.
Yeah, so do I. Even though, I mean, they've been terrible in weekend series. At some point, the Seattle team needs to click. They're in a bad division, so I guess they don't have to. But, geez, at some point, this lineup just feels too good. You have too many contributions, too many guys. I know that Luke Raley's had a bad month, but he was gangbusters out of the gate. Julio had probably his best start to his career. I know that Cal's been out, but the other catchers played well. They've got 6 pitchers. Their biggest problem is they have too many good starting pitchers. I'm getting sad. Can we just figure it out? I mean, we got to something.
I think they can win, and I think they can win more than...
I know, but they need to get... They need to figure out the magic that they had last year. That's what they need to do. Phillies at Mets. Yes, everybody's picking the Phillies in there. Nobody is picking the Mets. How many more runs do the Phillies score than the Mets this weekend? The Phillies have been scorching hot. The Mets have been the Mets.
7?
That's it? Oh, it's only 7 more runs?
I'm thinking a 10-3,
per game?
10-3 first game.
Oh, first game. So you're just saying 21-7 per game? Is that...
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll keep an eye on that. See if we can remember that. I will take the... I'm going to take the over on 21. That's what I'm going to do. The Diamondbacks have been a pretty good team this year. They are in a division with the Dodgers and the Padres, who, as I mentioned, have been one of the weirder teams. But right now, sitting a couple games above 500, the Diamondbacks, I mean, National League has a lot more good teams than the American League. But they are taking on one of the better teams in the American League from a record standpoint. Rays hosting the Diamondbacks. Who are you taking?
I'm going to take the Rays in this one.
All right.
I think they're going to probably make it a little bit closer in that division run.
I mean, if you're in doubt, if you're listening and you're picking along and you're in doubt, you're on the fence, just take the National League most of the time. I think you'll be okay. A American League Central matchup between the first-place White Sox and the team that we're still hoping becomes your favorite team going into next year. You have
Southsiders.
The Southsiders taking on the Royals at home. If you're the Southsiders and you're on the South Side, I mean, that's got to give you an advantage right there, yeah?
I'm taking the White Sox.
Yeah, you are. All right, Cubbies at first place, Brewers.
I love Pat Murphy, but that's my mom's favorite team. That's my mom's favorite player.
You're such a cute little boy, loving your parents up. Just
I'm going
taking
Chicago.
both of their teams. The Marlins, I've mentioned this. The Marlins have been one of the better teams in the entire month of June. They have been red hot. St. Louis has been really good this year. They do not have the same temperature as of late as the Marlins do. Who are you taking? Miami in St. Louis.
I'm going to take Miami because a little history was just made the other day.
Oh, give it to me.
Sandy Alcantara became the Marlins leading strikeout leader.
Leading strikeout leader.
Etching his name in Marlins history, just trying to pull up the exact number. He entered the start with 998 Ks as a Marlin. He needed 4 to surpass Ricky Nolasco's record, and now he has done that with 1,002 strikeouts, the current leader in Marlins history.
And he will be playing where next year?
Probably in some pinstripes.
I feel like the second you make any accomplishment with the Marlins, they're like, we'll see you later. Good job with the World Series. Let's tank. What? Is that how you do it? A's, Angels. I'm going to take the A's. I don't want to talk about the Angels because who does? A's actually playing right now against the Giants. Just brought it a little bit closer. Giants 6-4 lead, just a 2-run single right now for the A's. So that team, fun to watch. If you haven't watched the A's, watch them play baseball. They're fun. Giants and Braves are playing this weekend. I have a hard time picking against the Braves, but they just got swept, and the Giants have been playing pretty good baseball. I know that Giants fans will deny it. They have lost a lot of games when they have scored a lot of runs, but they have scored a lot of runs. It's got to be the Bravos. So let's move on.
I think it's pretty easy to vote against the Giants as of right now.
Well, listen, they're winning right now, but they're playing the A's, so that's hard to go. So we skipped that. The final one for you. Dodgers at Padres. Padres just swept the Braves at home. They have beaten the Braves 9 straight at Petco Park, and they are hosting the first place Dodgers. The Dodgers plus run differential of 144. 52 and 29 right now. They have a 9-game lead on the Padres. Do the Padres cut into that lead, or do the Dodgers grow it?
I'm going to take the Doyers.
Yeah, you go ahead and do that. All right, well, if you want to play along, go to @FanHappyHour on X. Go to my personal Facebook page. Find the link to the forum, and if you win, we'll invite you onto the show next week, and you can pick with us, or you can just talk trash. You can tell a story. You can do whatever you want. It's your time. So join us, but all you got to do is play along to join the show. Next, we're going to get one more for the road. Where are we going? Oh, I already gave you a couple really sad stories. This one might be the most tragic. I hate to end on a sour note, but that's what we're going to have to do. One more for the road is next. It's Happy Hour on 105.1 The Fan.
The biggest.
Missed any part of this show, past shows, future shows, use the podcast, 1051thefan.com, Odyssey.com, the Odyssey app, 1,106 sockeye yesterday. Casey, what are the people saying on the fan text toy and the YouTube chats that we need to address here?
We have one person that let me know that I was wrong about Joe Thuney still playing for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Ugh.
Chicago.
Yeah.
I forgot to get traded to Chicago.
See, you need to be better. You're supposed to be the smart one on this show.
I know.
I mean, I'd like to fill those shoes, but I'm just not capable of that. I have to be the handsome one. That's
and then we have
only thing I can do.
Another one that says, can you update the standings on the Take Your Pick spreadsheet?
Oh, yeah. We can get into those. Yeah. I wasn't getting any responses. Nobody was asking about them, so I kind of let it slide for a little bit. But you know what? I may have some time. I might not have time over the weekend. It's my birthday this weekend, so I've gotta get my Dairy Queen ice cream cake and pig out on that. I might just take naps all weekend, so maybe next week.
Ain't bad.
All right, let's do
One more
We weren't really being lazy when we called this happy hour. We want to bring mostly good news, and I know there's already been some sad stories today, and I really hate to end things on a bummer note, but sometimes you got to report the news. This one is really tough. I don't know if you saw what happened in Mexico City yesterday.
No, I didn't.
Merlin the Duck showed up to watch the Mexico-Czech Republic game,
Uh-oh.
and FIFA wouldn't let him in. I know.
Oh,
I know.
Thank God. I thought so much worse.
This is bad. I mean, he came to a hero's welcome outside the stadium, and FIFA rules prohibited the Duck and the unofficial mascot of Team Mexico from entering the stadium. They shut down the Duck, and it is,
FIFA doing FIFA.
ruining my whole day. Just absolutely depressing. Big thank you to everybody that listened to the show. Casey, thank you for carrying the shows. I know that you got the Joe Thuney thing wrong, but I will forgive you. Hopefully the listeners can do the same. Of course, big thanks to Isaac Ropp. We are all done. For now, bye-bye.
Oh,